nose, got rose in my cup though. Started climbing my phone, she got me locked in on cup though. Cocaine in my nose, got rose in my cup though. Started climbing my phone, she got me locked in on cup though. Got rose in my cup though. Started climbing my phone, she got me locked in on cup though. Cocaine in my nose, got rose in my cup though. Started climbing my phone, she got me locked in on cup though. Cocaine in my nose, got rose in my cup though. Started climbing my phone, she got me locked in on cup though. Cocaine in my nose, got rose in my cup though. Started climbing my phone, she got me locked in on cup though. Cocaine in my nose, got rose in my cup though. Started climbing my phone, she got me locked in on cup though. Cocaine in my nose, got rose in my cup though. Started climbing my phone, she got me locked in on cup though.
Well, good evening, everybody. It's a pleasure to be back. George Morgan here at your service. It's PSGL, it's Wednesday night, it's Spain tonight as well. Lots on the table, lots of battling. The title contest is still alive and kicking. And Jack, it's only taken us 10 rounds. We're on the 11th. It's all to play for.
Boromant goes on the inside and takes the lead on the final lap of the race. Now it's side by side between Boromant and Warner, but Boromant's got the inside.
Literally a guest star here in this phenomenal race. Cameron Dowd looking to take P2 in his very first PSGL F1 PC race. Incredible to say the least. You see that Putin to lead. 1.5 seconds. DRS is the name.
Good evening, everybody, and a very warm welcome to PSGL Season 34, the top tier on PlayStation, and it's the moment we've all been waiting for, the title decider. 2 points separating the top two in the championship, but there's 3 other drivers that are still mathematically in the hunt as well, so anything can happen, as Murray Walker would say. We are at the As Marina circuit tonight for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, the home of title deciders. I'm looking forward to this one. My name is Jess Ball, and joining me in the commentary box for my final time this season is Mr. James Head. James, how you doing?
I am doing really, really well, Jess. Actually slightly nervous for the drivers, believe it or not, as well. But we've got 5 drivers, of course, fighting out for the championship coming into tonight. Joe Van Bussel leading the way on 68 points. Mark Riddle's on his coattail in second on 66. The form is with Joe Van Bussel. He took the win last time out in China. Whether the F2 man, though, can become the F1 champion, of course, remains to be seen. Still in the championship hunt as well. In third is Bradders on 57 points. Kian there in fourth on 54. Then Black Box in fifth on 52. And I've never known, I think, a PSF1 season to actually be like this. Top 5 fighting it out. Whatever happens, good luck to every single title contender tonight. This is the chance to prove us, to prove everyone out there that you have got the guts. You are going to be a champion by the end of tonight.
And we were talking about this before stream as well. It's also a chance for people to prove to even F1 esports teams that they are the real deal for F1 esports, and maybe getting a seat in challengers in the future, or maybe having one of development opportunities in any F1 esports team. I know McLaren are very hot on that as well. Haas, plenty of teams have got development drivers now, and I'm sure that they're looking for plenty of talented PSF1 drivers to fill those roles as well. Markados, by the way, did get a penalty last week, which was why he was demoted to 7th. That's why the gap was 2 points, and that's why Joey Van Bussel is ahead. We'll go through all the other penalties in just a moment. Permutations then. Let's get our lovely cameras and faces back on for you. So, if Joey Van Bussel was to win the race, or if he outscores Markados, or any of the other drivers, he'll be crowned the Season 34 PSF1 champion. So no matter what the other title contenders do, they'll be champion. If Jay Van Bussel finishes second and ahead of Markados, he'll be crowned champion. If Markados wins and Jerry Van Bussel finishes second, the championship will go to Countback. Jerry would win the championship, as he would have 2 second place finishes compared to Markados on 1. Markados needs 3 points to win the championship, meaning he could finish second, with Jerry Van Bussel finishing minimum of 4th to wrap up the title. 4 points difference between second and 4th. And with the other 3 drivers, luckily we got a spreadsheet that automatically calculates the results for us, so we can type where they are currently on track, and then we would tell you, are they still in the fight? Are they still not in the fight? But one thing we got to say is Black Box, the gap between him and Jerry Van Bussel is 16 points, so Black Box needs to win the race, get fastest lap, and all the other championship contenders retire. So for Black Box, out of all the 5 drivers, he has the least chance. But for everybody else, it's game on.
Yeah, he has the least chance on record, but of course there's 17 points available. Fastest lap point included in that as well, of course, for the top 10. If somebody within that top 5 gets the fastest lap point, say if it's Black Box, for example, and it's 16 points, and he's got that gap, of course, gets that fastest lap, he will take the championship win. I hope you've got all the permutations ready in your head, because put it this way, it's going to be difficult for us on commentary, difficult for you guys at home to try and follow along as well. But we wouldn't be in any other better place. We are getting started now into qualifying. But remember, Jess, as well, not only the drivers' standings also up there, constructors as well. We have got 5 teams still within the fight for the Constructors' Champions. Ferrari leading the way on 92 points, AlphaTauri in second on 79, Mercedes in third on 76, then Alpine in fourth on 75, then McLaren in 5th on 74. 18 points separating. Maximum points that you can score is 29 with the fastest lap point available. 16 and 12 is 28. So 5 teams fighting out constructors. Never my time in PSF1 that I've seen such a close constructors fight either.
Yeah, so it could go either way, to be honest, because we've got Mercedes, they've got one driver fighting for the drivers, AlphaTauri, one driver fighting for the drivers, Ferrari, one driver fighting for the drivers, McLaren, one driver fighting for the drivers, and you guessed it, Alpine, one driver fighting for the drivers. So, not surprised really to see the top 5 in the drivers have their teams fighting for the Constructors' Championship as well. So, yeah, I think we'll keep an eye on that as well, but that's going to be really difficult math compared to the drivers. So, we will keep an eye on that as well. But let's look at this Abu Dhabi circuit then. First used of Formula 1 back in 2009. Was first hosted PSGL season 21, whereas Game of the Best 262 taking first place from CC Bray in second and Mr. Big C in third. So that was the first ever PSGL race in Abu Dhabi for PlayStation. This track is 5.281 kilometres long, 3.281 miles. Don't forget, we've got newly profiled chicanes between turn 8 and 9. And between turn 4 and 5 as well, they removed the braking zones through there as well. So that's a few changes going in. Obviously, it was in the last game as well, which was great to see as well. The latest Abu Dhabi Grand Prix in PSGL history was season 32, and it was Tiger Hardy taking first, from Markados in second, Frankie in third. And the only driver that is racing tonight out of those 3 drivers is Markados. And that is why I voted Markados to potentially win the title tonight, because he's got history around this circuit. And I think looking at the poll as well, it's looking like Markados is the favourite so far, with Jay Van Bussel in third. Other Keener Black Box included. Somebody saying Jarno. No, Jarno is not in this championship. It's either going to be Keener or Black Box. Jarno's in PCF1. That championship has just ended. And by the way, congratulations, Jarno, for being the PCC, the 34 champion. Who's going to join the likes of him and all the other champions that have been crowned so far this season? We'll have to wait and see in just under an hour's time.
Yeah, definitely. So we are getting the first drivers out on track, by the way. Jensen is going to go for a very low fuel run, it seems, in the Alfa Romeo. He's the first to come across the line to start off this 5.2 kilometre circuit, 3.2 miles. And Jensen now on the run down into the left-hander of turn number 1. Running wide there slightly through turn 1, then to the left-hander of turn number 2. He runs through now the right-hander's car killer corner, as I give it its nickname, through turn number 3. You catch the curb on there, you will end up spinning now in towards famously 2021, dare I say, will happen there, not on commentary. 17.2 in the first sector from Jensen. We all know what happened there on the final lap of the race in 2021. Need I say any more, as we come now down the straight in toward the left-hander of turns number 6 and 7. Not Volakongan, Hulkenberg, famously, of course, hanging like a cow in 2018. I hope to God Volakongan is not going to be hanging like a cow coming through there either, as Jensen now comes past the GP2 paddock and also the F3 paddock as well, on the run now down in towards the remodelled circuit of turn number 9. It's a 52.4 in the middle sector, and we should be seeing from the top guys as the session progresses. 51.9, 51.8 in the middle sector, so Jensen is a little bit way off that. It's now comes past the Marina section on the right hand side, coming now in towards the triple right of 10, 11, and then 12, and then in towards the left hander of 13, through Latifi corner at turn 14, and then through in towards the double right handers at turns 15 and 16. There is a bump on the inside line that has actually been reprofiled in recent patch updates, as Jensen now comes on the run to line. 21.7 to start off the night. We should be seeing those drivers in the 21.2s, 21.3s as the session goes on.
Yeah, definitely. We do have a Mercedes that's coming across the line. It's not Markados, it's his teammate Stefano in P14 currently. He's going to be starting his lap, but we got Rydell in the McLaren in P1, and now it's Bradders, who also has an outside chance tonight, but he could still be up there if any of the top 2 have a bit of a trouble out on circuit. Kean then, another one who has an outside chance. He goes up to the line. He slots himself into third. So that is looking good for the McLaren so far. So this could be quite tasty for the Constructors' Championship. We've got a few reserves tonight. We've got Luca Kart in the Haas. We've got Francesco in the Williams. We've got Lars in the Alpine, and we got Benza in the Aston Martin. And I'm sure I missed someone else. I do apologise if I missed someone else. But there we go. Sam Gamer comes top at the moment at 121.317. So he's looking quick at the moment. Markados, I don't think, has set a lap yet. He's going past the Latifi corner. I didn't see what his middle sector was, though, as he goes towards the final corner. Jay Van Bussel came across the line in 4th. What can Markados do? Well, he's ahead of Jay Van Bussel, which is very, very key at the moment. He's sitting himself into 3rd spot.
Yeah, Markados in 3rd, but a 10th and a half around here in Abu Dhabi is a big gap to try and actually bring down. Brad is there in second, currently the championship protagonist. He's currently quickest out of a lot, but Sam Gamer currently quickest out of everyone in this session with a 21.317. That's 17 hundredths quicker than Brad is in second. Marcos there in third. Lucas, the only one actually not to set a lap time. He's actually invalid on his next run. So Lucas going to be coming back in the pit lane very soon indeed. Volakongan as well, F2 champion, of course, around here in season 32. Actually did not pick up a podium that day. It was a rallying from Jerry Van Bussel, and then it was Will Murdoch who finished in third. Will sadly did not pick up a podium tonight in PSF2. That currently is still ongoing right now. Volakongan back in the pit lane though. Max as well, not under PSR, like his name is giving there on the left-hand side. He's now part of TF10 as per 20 minutes ago on X, which was announced on there. So congratulations to Max on that new move. I think it is a very, very strong move for Max to join TF10. Formerly, of course, of the Talent Factory setup, of the Paradox Sim Racing setup. He has lost his way somewhat, I think, on this game. So for him to be now 18th position, under a new team, this is going to now be the confidence boost that Max absolutely needs going forward in PSGL, and hopefully going forward as well, no matter what league he's in.
And sometimes being in a fresh environment as well, in a new team, can pretty much get your energy back into gear as well, your momentum in gear. We've seen that in F1 esports. Some drivers struggling in one team, but then when they go into a new team, for some reason they like the environment better, they can perform well as well. And, you know, it may be the environment that he's looking for, and he may need pretty much some help with some new members in the team as well. So I think it's the right move for Max. TF10 has looked very strong in the past in many platforms. So, like James was saying, best of luck for him. Jav saying Volakongan is going to win the race. Well, he's looked strong out there before, so not surprised to see someone predicting that as well, as we're approaching 10-minute mark so far. It gives a good chance to talk about the other stewards' reports, by the way. Jensen got a 3-second time penalty added to his race time with an incident with Jerome on lap 25, turn 16, causing a collision, and Jensen hit the rear of Jerome out of turn 16 and almost cost him to spin, although they didn't in the end. Significant time and positions were left, hence the decision, and the stewards noted gating circumstances as Jerome hit the car ahead of them and lost speed through the corner. And without this, Jensen would have been fully behind Jerome as they initially intended on corner entry, and they wouldn't have been contact. One licence point was given to Francesco, and 3 seconds added to the final race time for Bradders, and the reason was causing a collision, and there was quite a few things there as well. Lots of other licence points as well. Benza got 3 seconds added for one incident in lap 14, so 1 and 2. Benza got another one on lap 8 with 5 seconds added because he was driving unnecessarily slowly. 5 seconds added to Borat for lap 2, turn 1 with an incident with Sam Gamer. There's quite a lot here. Bear with, I haven't finished yet. Aurelian, Blackbox and Jensen, 2 licence points to Blackbox and 5 seconds added to their final race time for causing a collision. It was a 3 wide incident on lap 1. Not really that surprised, to be honest. No further action between Blackbox and Marcos on lap 28, turn 16. Aurelian and Stefano, lap 11, turn 11, 1 licence point to Stefano for unsafe driving, moving under braking, and no penalty was deemed necessary at the time. And then there was an appeal between lap 1, turn 2 and 3 with a 3 wide incident, and they went back on the decision, and it was a racing incident. So, summary there. Marcos got 3 seconds added, Benza got 8 seconds added, Brad has got 3 seconds added, Jensen got 3 seconds added, and Mubarak has got 5 seconds added. Everyone else pretty much stayed as they are. And that's promoted quite a few drivers. That promoted Blackbox up into 4th place. Volakongan has gained quite a few places from that as well. So, yeah, I could have saved to talk about that when we potentially do a lobby restart, because that's definitely going to happen. But before we get it out of the way now, whereas people are on their outlets. But let's look at Ryder as he heads towards the middle sector, as he's he's pretty much improved so far this season, I felt, from him. It's really great to see. I've seen him come alive in many other leagues as well, and he's improved so much as the season's gone on.
Yeah, formerly, of course, a part of the next level racing, not them, Never Last Racing, of course. NLR, Jav was who I'm on about with Rodadal. He, of course, was EML Drivers' Champion back in Season 3, a couple of seasons ago now, on the last game. So Rodadal really now honing in on his own craft. He's now part of OP, of course, coming through the final couple of corners on board with him on the run to the line. does improve by a good 10th and a half, actually. Goes behind. Bradders in the air. Marquinhos is on that at the minute. Bradders a 10th down out of the first sector. Was a thing in qualifying as well, where we saw, with Evan and Connell, of course, taking you through F2, we saw actually drivers not necessarily improving on their second run, so potentially we might see the same. However, on the board with Joey Van Bussel, championship leader, he's there in 6th position, 21.5. Mubarak, by the way, saying good evening from Dubai. Let's see the drama between OP and F7R. I really hope they can keep it clean for one night. Let's just leave it to tomorrow night instead, I think, for that one. And Fabi also saying, student in PSF1 is the same amount of practice. Is the same amount of time as practice for the races last season. We've had about 85 stewards reports, I think, this season. And put it this way, I hope, as something beeps there on my end.
P2 for Joey Van Bussel.
Yeah, Joey Van Bussel's goal second. Very good lap time from him. That was a Windows Defender update that I needed to do. It's not going to cause my laptop to crash or whatever, so don't worry. Sam Gamer out on top. Joey Van Bussel second. Brad is there in third. And yeah, Fabi mentioning that. We've had about 86 reports this season. Another 14, I think, will be on top of 100. It comes to show that, again, the inconsistency from some of our drivers is rallying their goals fifth, but it also comes to show the stewards actually clamping down on what we want to see in terms of the level of racing. And hopefully tonight, like we saw in Qatar and Japan, really good races there.
Yes, I think Qatar and Japan, definitely two of the races of the season, not going to lie. So if you want to watch that back after the stream, please feel free, because that will be amazing. But we said something about the stewards, but we've got to talk about this rivalry between the teams with helping in the championship. And Connor has been very strict on this. They have told all the drivers in PSF1 this, and any tiers tonight that have got title deciders, you can only help your teammates in the fight, basically, and hold each other up or something like that. You can only help your teammates. So, for example, Ryder Dow can help Kian, for example. Vola Congan can help Jay Van Bussel. As Marlon goes 5th spot, great lap time from him. And Stefano can help Marquinhos, etc., etc., etc. But if you're not teammates with, like, someone from your esports team, like F7R, OP, NLR, for example, you can't help that person. Otherwise, you will get a big fat penalty from the stewards and maybe a disqualification, or maybe even worse, from the championship. So basically, in summary, the championship, the ones who are not in the championship fight, you're only allowed to help if you're teammates with that championship contender. So that's the likes of Ryder Dow, Vola Congan, Stefano, etc. And there's two other people as well, Aurelian being one of them, and whoever is in the Alpine tonight, Lars. So yeah, those 5. Absolutely fine. They can help their teammate. Everybody else, make sure that they keep out of the way of the championship fight, because otherwise there could be consequences.
Yeah, definitely. So basically, in short terms, don't do it. Otherwise, you're going to get yourself a disqualification, and the stewards will come down on you very hard indeed. 4.5 minutes ago, though, in this qualifying session, Sam Gamer currently out on top, Joe Van Bussel second, Brothers in third. We barely saw really any improvements from that part of the session. Marlon and Aurelian being the exceptions, I think, going 5th and 6th position respectively. But look at the top 18, Jess. Only 3.5 tenths covering the top 18. Abu Dhabi provides the goods in terms of qualifying. We are certainly getting that so far. Marlon there in 5th has outgunned himself in terms of that position as well. He's just making his way into the pit lane. But we have now got a little bit of time to go through some of your comments. Johan saying in the chat, where is Jarno? Jarno, for the 3rd time, I'm going to say this, is not here tonight. He did win PCF1. Congratulations to Mr. Jarno Otmir on winning the championship. I believe it's a 4-time PSGL F1 champion now. 3 in PC, 1 in Season 25 in PSGL as well, which is one of the seasons that I think Gaming Ali Monda did as head commentator here in PSGL, which makes Jess feel old, me feeling even older as well.
No, I don't think it was Alimonde, it was someone else, but I'll need to double check that. I'll need to double check that after the stream, of course.
You will do indeed. You will do indeed. But yeah, Jarno Otmir, of course, was formerly PlayStation, now part of the PC realm. Of course, I
just know who. I know who was leading that season in Season 25. It was Owen Wyatt.
Owen Wyatt. Oh, that's a name.
That's a throwback. It is a throwback.
It's a name that I think for our hardcore console viewers as well, that is a name that is going to bring to your attention from absolute everyone. Of course, Owen doing a fantastic job. I believe now he's doing one hub and the like, so obviously still within the commentary realms, albeit a little bit behind the scenes. But, of course, not to be forgotten about the commentators, every single one, I think, including Jess, who's sitting to the right-hand side of me, absolutely brilliant in terms of their commitment, in terms of us preparing, in terms of the notes. You don't see how much preparation we put into these streams.
Loads.
So show us some love, show the commentators some love as well in your tier, and we can all share the love a bit tonight. Hopefully these drivers will be sharing the love with 3 minutes to go in qualifying.
Yes, indeed. Not that long to go. It's time for you to get your first prediction on the stream. And we're going to get a lobby restart. Not really that surprising. That is traditional things that happen in PSF1. But time to get your predictions then. Who do you think is going to be on pole for the final race of the season? Season 34, round number 12. Who's going to have the honours? Will it be any of our championship contenders or will it be someone else? And you still have a chance to put your answers in the poll on who you think will be PSF1 champion. And James has put an interesting thing in the chat as well. He's going for Sand Gamer. I'm gonna go for Mr. Van Bussel. I think he could do it.
Yeah, he's only got to find 1400ths of a second, but then again, brothers, 1700ths behind on Sam Gamer. Sam Gamer, I know he is very, very well, very, very versed around this track, so that's why I'm going for him for pole position. We have got the first drivers now on their final runs. Jensen, who said he's lost his way a little bit, this is his final dance, apparently, in terms of PSGL, so this could potentially be his final qualifying session here out on track. It's a 17.1, and it's purple in the first sector from the former two-time WR champion, of course. Jensen on the run down in toward the left-hander of turn number 6. He's currently in 16th position, 21.6 currently on his lap time, but you only need to improve a tenth and a half and you land himself potentially in the top 10 of this qualifying session. Stefano picks up a 5-second illegal blocking. There's illegal blocking going to happen regardless of where you are right on track around here in Abu Dhabi. But Jensen now comes in towards the left-hander of turn number 9, up towards the left-hander turn number 9. And a 52.3 in the middle sector, 10th and a half up again. Just needs to find a bit more time. He's going to be going around potentially Marlon, Aurelian, your own Stefano. That sort of area is where I'm marking out for Jensen. Coming out through the right-hander of turn number 12, then through the left-hander of turn number 13, passing the Marina now on the right-hand side, through the TP corner at turn 14. He loses it like the TP did in 2021. Just about get out of the way of the Red Bull. There's a little bit of traffic ahead of him as well. And the Mercedes might be Marco, like he just gone up on his lap. And Jensen does not improve. 22.1. He is frustrated. That high revving just says it all.
We've got a few predictions in the chat. We've got the Flying Dutchman Kian saying Pascal, Jav saying Nando, LRB saying let's go Kian as well. And let's see your other predictions as well, as loads of other drivers looking very, very good. Let's see.
He's backed off.
Jay Van Bussel's backed off. He's gone into the pits, and my pit for pole has gone, as a few other drivers' pit for pole has gone as well. Kian, 121.113. That is 2 tenths quicker than anybody else. Purple in the final sector. What can Bradders do then as well? We got the Williams coming across the line as well, but we're drawing our attention to our championship contenders. Sam Gamer in second spot. But can Bradders get pole position here today? Nope, he can't. P3, any of our championship contenders around. It's Markados. Doesn't look like he's improving much, isn't he? So, unless he might have backed off a little bit, but we'll see everybody else crossing the line. I think it's Stefano up next, coming across the final corner. A bit squirmy. On exit, still keeping it valid. Only 12th spot. We've got 2 of the Aston Martins. Bender in 7th spot, and I think Nando only manages 16th. Now, Markados going up to the line. He's invalidated. Markados has invalidated, so he only managed to get one run done. In the end, Brad is in 3rd, Jeroen in 5th. He's had a very good qualifying session. For the Congans backed off, and it is Kian on pole position. And it has been, I think, two people in the chat, LRB and Pascal, predicting the Flying Dutchman Kian to be out there on top. And Sam Gamer, James's pick, not doing too bad either.
Not doing too bad. Nobody was going to beat that lap from Kian, though. We didn't even see him on the lap. I apologise for his father, who is watching there, who set him for pole position. He's obviously watching in the background of his own son watching on board with the lap, and he must have felt it was good because it's 21.1, goes a 10th quicker than Sam Gamer. Brad is a 10th quicker. Sam Gamer was 10th quicker than Brad is there in third. Big shocks though in terms of the championship protagonists. Kean, of course, one of them. He's there in first. Brad is there in third. Jerry Van Bossel in fourth. Black Box down in ninth. Marcados second in the championship, 14th. Behind his teammate Stefano, 1,000th of a second off. No, I don't know what the Germans had there in 14th. Put it this way, I would not want to be in his house right now.
Yeah, I don't want to be in Kean's house either, because I don't want a parent behind me saying, come on, you can do it. And I'll be like, shush, Dad, I'm concentrating. It will be my dad, by the way, that would watch me if that was the case. But my room's in such a state, so it will be interesting to see. But massive shout out to everybody that's watching at the moment. We'll go through your qualifying results in just a moment. Then before we go through our sponsors, so it is Kean out there on top by 1/10 of a second on Sam Gamer. Brad is in third. Jay Van Bussel in fourth spot. Jeroen in fifth. Marlon in sixth. Aurelian in seventh. Benzer in eighth. Black Box in ninth. And Max with his first race as a TF10 esports driver in the top 10, which is pretty good considering he had a rubbish season so far. So much better what we saw from him earlier on in the season. Ryder Dow, Volaconga, Stefano, Marcados. That's the big shock down in 14th. Luca Kart, Nando, Francesco, Ryan, Lars, and Jensen make up your grid. The grid separated by less than 0.5 of a second. That is very, very crazy indeed. But before we head to our little intermission, let's have a quick word from our title sponsor, GT Omega, for the final time this season. Hello everybody, welcome back to PSF1, and we've just seen Kean take pole position for the final round of the PSF1 Championship Season 34, the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Certain championship rivals are doing very, very well indeed. Certain drivers are faltering, and I think it's going to be quite close indeed. Quite a few permutations to go through as well. We will be having a lobby restart, so bear with guys while we are getting things sorted out. It's typical for PSF1 actually, but I briefly touched the permutations at the start of the stream. For those of you that just joined, you might have forgotten what we just said. So James, can you give us a quick rundown once again?
Yeah, let's have a rundown. First of all, with a bit of context with the drivers' standings, of course. Jerry Van Bussel leading the way on 68 points. Marcados in second on 66, so 2 points separating. Jerry Van Bussel, of course, fourth in qualifying. Marcados 14th, so a big chasm to try and make up there for Marcados. Brad is there in third on 57 points. Keenan fourth, of course, on pole position there. If you're just tuning in right now, he's there in fourth on 54, and Black Box there in 5th on 52. Brad is qualifying 3rd, by the way, and Black Box qualifying 9th in terms of the qualifying session there. But in terms of the permutations, basically, put it this way. Joe Van Bussel, if he wins, he is crowned Season 34 PSF1 champion. If Joe Van Bussel then finishes 2nd, and ahead of Marcados, he's still crowned the champion. Now, this is where it gets a little bit tricky for everyone. If Marcados wins, Jerry Van Bussel finishes 2nd, 4 points difference. Marcados would be level on points with Jerry Van Bussel as a result of that. And therefore, Jerry would win the championship as he would have 2 second-place finishers, both from, and I'm just trying to have a look where he finished, it was Britain, and of course, if he was to finish 2nd in Abu Dhabi, it would be 2nd in Abu Dhabi, he would win the championship. Marcados needs 3 points to win the championship. That is all. 3 points that he can win that he can wrap up to win the championship, meaning he could finish 2nd with Jerry Van Bussel, finishing a minimum of 4th for Marcados to wrap up the title. There's a 4 points difference between 2nd and 4th.
And I think we just lost James there for a second.
PSF1 drivers champion.
Yeah, I think we just lost you there for a second. Are you back?
Apologies, yeah, it might have been my connection. I was just saying, so long as Jerry Van Bussel outscored Marcados, could be crowned PSF1 Drivers Champion for season 34. Yeah, blame it on my connection there.
Yeah, my connection was a bit wary last night as well, so let's hope we don't get that at this moment in time. So just a quick reminder on the poll as well, make sure you vote on the poll. Who do you think will be crowned Drivers' Championship? And there are 5 drivers that are still mathematically in with a shot of getting this title. The maximum point available tonight, 16 points for a win, +1 for fastest lap. So they need to be 17 points or more to still be in the fight. So Jay Van Bussel and Markados are still in it. Obviously, Bradders is still in it. Kian and Black Box. Black Box will need all hell to break loose from everybody in order to do that and for him to get fastest lap. But strange things have happened in Formula 1 as well. And yeah, so Jay Van Bussel still got the most votes on 34 points. 34%, sorry, with Markados 1% shy of him currently. Other with Kian and Black Box, I think quite a lot of people voting for Kian. So, but with his pole position, I think there'll be more people voting for that as well. And Brad is only on 8%. Brad is not really getting much love, is he? Which is a bit of a shame there. But that is your poll results at the moment. We will close it as soon as the race is about to begin. So you do not have long to vote.
No, only about a couple of minutes to vote indeed. Bradders 8%. If you want to vote for Bradders, by the way, here's a little bit of fact about you. Only pro exhibition driver in PSF1. He's 3rd in qualifying off the back of tonight's qualifying session in Abu Dhabi. If that is not something to vote for in terms of 8%, I don't know what is. Bradders has got himself with a very good chance. He's got a 9-point deficit to try and make up. As Murray Walker once said, anything can happen in Formula 1, and it might just well do.
And I think we're gonna say that a lot tonight, I think. And these drivers have got to not give up at this point, because I think I've seen in many PSGL championships that I've commentated on that pretty much 3 or 4 if it was a 5-way fight, 3 or 4 drivers were still in a chance of winning. There was one point where, oh, this person's going to win the title. Oh, this person's going to win the title. So it can change at a drop of a hat, really. So it's going to be very, very interesting as well. So, yeah, it is a Herman Tilke type circuit, this track, in Yas Marina as well. It even includes a Ferrari World theme park, which I found that felt quite fascinating as well. It did consider having a Grand Prix back in 2007. That was when the building took place as well. And then in 2008, that was when it was announced that it was going to host a Grand Prix in 2009. And that was where we saw Jenson Button won that World Championship. So there we go. We did mention some other PSGL seasons as well. We mentioned about season 21 and season 32, as we're about to get going actually. So we're going to wrap it up quickly. Season 23, Louis Welsh won that race with Matthew Alder in 2nd and Jacotex in 3rd. That's a bit of a throwback with those 3 drivers. Oh my word. And season 27, which is where we saw quite a lot of the development drivers and esports drivers that we know today. Valentina Bruffet taking 1st, Matthew Alder in 2nd, and Wilson Hughes, McLaren esports driver, in 3rd. So there we go, a little bit of a trip down memory lane, as it were. But we are about to get going, luckily. So let's get racing.
Yeah, hopefully you can all hear me fine. I'm not sure what's going on my end. I am dropping in and out of connection, so hopefully that is going to fix itself as we go through. But what we can say is 5 drivers fighting out for the championship. It is going to be tense, no matter what is going to happen. There's going to be incidents potentially out on track. Show the support for these 5 who are racing here tonight, because they need every ounce of support that they can get, no matter through the poll, no matter through your messages, no matter through your tweets, wherever you're watching this from in the world. Joe Van Bussel leading, Markados 2nd, 2 points separating them coming into tonight. Bradders, Kian and Black Box also in the championship fight. Regardless of what happens tonight, good luck to each and every one of them. They're going to need it, but by the end of it, it'll be worth it for one person.
So it'll be one person that'll be walking away really, really happy and emotional, and there'll be 4 other drivers that'll be like, what could have been for them? And that's very exciting. So I'm going to do it, James. I'm going to close the poll right now, so you can't vote. You may still be charged. So the final voting, I believe... Oh, it's not closed for me. Oh, that's very weird. It's not closed for me, but there we go. Hopefully it's closed soon. But Jay Van Bussel out on top, the most public vote, as it were. And with Markados in 2nd. Not really that surprised at this point. as well. But we are about to get underway for some action then. Make sure you like and subscribe, hit that notification bell if you are new. Follow us on Twitter as well at PremierSimGL and also Instagram at PremierSimGL. And also, before we forget, make sure you check out our title sponsor, GT Omega. 5% off all GT Omega products by using the code PSGL at checkout or using the command !GT Omega. And we're sitting on those lovely chairs which we've been using for the whole season. So there we go. So we're about to get underway. I think when has been the call to ready up from Jensen? I'm just trying to see. We're going at 31, so right now.
Yeah, so about 20 seconds, I would say, until we get going. Hopefully it is going to be good. Hopefully it's going to be tense. Hopefully it's the championship fight that we all want to see. Good luck to everyone out on track. As I've opened OBS, I don't know why I've done that. I don't know what my laptop is playing on, but here come the 5 red lights.
The 5 red lights for the final time for season 34, the championship finale. Who's going to win the title? We'll find out in 29 laps time, and it's lights out. And away we go. Sam Gamer can get a good launch, but Keane get a good getaway in towards turn number 1. Jerry Van Bussel has been swamped by the likes of Bradders and maybe your own as well, but he's managing to cover off quite nicely indeed as we're heading in towards a quite changeable condition in terms of the night setting in at the moment, and now towards turn 4, 5 and 6 coming up now. We've got one of the Alpines going for a late lunge through that tight long right-hander coming up as well, so that's going to be quite intense. But so far Kian is leading, but look at Bender trying to go side by side. We also got, I think, Sam Gamer going side by side with Kian, but I think Bender's going to have the upper hand on Jay Van Bussel. Ooh. Yes, he does, but a bit of contact made through there from the two drivers, but so far, most of them have been clean.
Yeah, most of it being clean. It was Lars diving it down the inside line at turn number 5. Bender on a set of soft compound tyres, by the way. Everyone on a set of hards. Here's your own up the inside line of Joe Van Bussel, one of the title protagonists on the outside line. Coming out through the left hand with turn number 9. The Alfa Romeo hanging on in there just about. Mediums to hard, it says. No one on a set of medium compound tyres, though, which I'm absolutely flummoxed by. As Marlon now comes through the right hand of turn number 12, side by side with your own. They just about hang on to come through the Latifi corner. Kian leading, Sam Gamer second, Bradders in third, but what a start by Bender.
Bender, I'm not surprised that he's got a good start because he's on the soft compounded tyres and he's going to go for a really great move on Bradders into the final corner. And if he wants to get moves done, he's definitely doing it. And he's showing that being on the sauce was definitely the right thing for him. It may not be the right thing for some drivers, but Bender is only a reserve driver, don't forget. He's trying to prove his worth so he gets a full-time seat next season, but he's definitely proving that currently as well. And bearing in mind, the optimum pace around here is around about 8-9 laps, maybe even 7 laps as well. He's going to try and get past Sam Gamer as we head towards into turn number 6 coming up right now as they go down and then up again as well with Kean still leading, but Bender is up into second place and he could get the lead for Kean. What a beautiful move from Bender there. He's got the lead of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. He's got to increase that gap ASAP because he knows that the softs won't last for long, but Bender, absolutely brilliant stuff. Let's just look how many positions he's gained from the start. 7 spots in this race. Incredible.
Yeah, for now, set of soft compound tyres clearly working. He is going to be pulling miles away from Kian, Sam Gamer and Bradders, but soft compound tyres were at about 8%. He is going very aggressive in the first 2 laps of this race. That is going to be now pretty much nigh on impossible for him to get at least 10, 11 laps in this stint. Soft compound tyres for Bender. Kean there in second, doing a good job. Sam Gamer and Bradders third and fourth. Everyone else filtering through nicely. Championship protagonist, by the way, marking us up 3 positions up to 11. Black Box has remained as he is in 9th. Joe Van Bussel's remained as he is pretty much in 5th. And Bradders in 4th, losing out, of course, to Bender. They've dropped down a position as a result of the flying Aston Martin. But put it this way, the OP man in front certainly not got the memo if he wants to try and help out his teammates here tonight. But Bender leading the way, Kean in second, Sam Gamer in third. We come now through left-hand of turn number 5 for the 3rd time.
Well, he's not meant to be helping his Marcados in this anyway, because otherwise he'll get told off. But he's doing very well in front to try and make sure that he could do everything he can to potentially get his first race a win. And we have seen in the past, haven't we, where someone who's not won the title has won the race, which makes things quite interesting. Indeed, DRS will be activated as Volakongan, by the way, does get past Luca Kart, but Luca Kart has been off the road there, which I think was not good from any of the drivers indeed, as we go on the off-board shot currently as well. And as I was saying, we will keep you up to date on current championship permutations as it continues. We won't be updating too regularly. We will be updating momentarily because we will have to obviously do the math, and we got our spreadsheet as someone has gained a 5-second penalty for gaining one place. I believe that was Luca Kart. Yeah, that was Luca Kart. So he's going to drop down massive positions because of it at the moment. Everyone's now in a huge DRS train, and we will see when the softs are going to die. I think it's going to die soon. Our Benzer is absolutely pushing currently as well. By the way, 127 votes, by the way, for the poll for who's going to be crowned Drivers' Champion. And also, we got the Constructors still to be decided as well. Bearing in mind, Constructors, reserve drivers do not score against the Constructors, so it's only full-time drivers. So Ferrari have a good chance, so do Mercedes. I don't think any of the teams do because they have reserve drivers in their spot. So I think it's a straight fight between Ferrari and Mercedes at this point for the Constructors' title.
Yeah, Leatherbell, by the way, saying in the chat, very good point about Kian. Kian must win. Then we've got a new PSGL F2 PC driver. Kian, of course, is going to be making the move to PC after this season. So he has now lined this all for PC slot, which is going to be important. Him, of course, developing as part of the F1 Esports Challenges. All going to be very interesting in terms of his development. He's there in second on the back of Benzer. Benzer pulling away, not pulling away, by the way, is now giving impetus for these guys in the Assetto Hards to just sit, relax, take it back. Benzer's leading the train. And put it this way, Kian, Sam Gamer, Bradders, everyone on the Assetto Hards are on the best strategy of the lot because they are just waiting on Benzer. Benzer's gone too aggressive early. His tyres are now paying for it. We're only on lap 5, and he'll be into the pit lane before we get to lap 10.
Yeah, and it'll have to be a setup, the hard compounded tyres as well. And if I was any of the drivers as well doing a one-stop, the hards are definitely the way to go. They last pretty much a long time on this race, but ultimately it can last 16 and 17 laps. So if you're on the hards, you're pretty much going to be using it to its optimal for more if you're on the softs or the mediums, I would say. But we have seen people on the mediums in PSF2, and we have seen it work. Markelos, by the way, is up into the point as he has passed Max for P10. So great job for Markelos. Obviously, of course, Max being newly signed to TF10 just before we came on air. So again, once again, congratulations to Max as Kian is almost going to try and look for a move on Benz at this point, but he realised he's not going to get any DRS there. So Kian is going to have another look sooner. Ryan's going to get past Black Box. I don't think that was smart because surely he was meant to help his teammate, but here comes Kian. Nicely done as well. It almost led to contact with these two, but Kian, who started on pole position, is back in P1 of this race, and we will keep you up to date on whether it's enough at the moment, but the gap between Kian and Jerry Van Bussel, if you'll let me, Kian is about 14 points, so pretty much you need everyone else to fold to it at this stage, but Kian is doing what he needs to do at least right now.
Yeah, he's 10 points over Jerry Van Bussel and 8 points currently over Bradders, I believe, off my quick maths.
14. 14 before tonight, sorry. But then it'll be 10. Oh, yeah, it'll be 10, won't it? Yeah, scrap that.
It's fine, it's fine. We've got you covered here in PSGL, PSF1. Markedos, by the way, was on the limit in terms of losing the ERS there. Blackbox in 9th. Markedos in 10th. The AlphaTauris, I thought it was a bit genius, actually, from Aurelian to get forward. He seems the quicker driver of the two. Blackbox can then just follow in, save up his ERS. You can hold off the back of Markedos. That'll be good for him. Here's Sam Gamer, though, on the back of Benzer, running side by side down the straight, into the left-hander of turn number 6, and then through the right-hander, of course, at the chicane of turn 7. Benzer's not fighting that. Sam Gamer, the Canadian, Thuni's into second. There's an Alfa Romeo there, right in the background of Euron. Breaks very late indeed. Marlon might have him, actually, on the exit of the corner. 0.2 of a second now separating them. They come now down the old GP2 pit straight. Well, they used to start the GP2 races, of course, back here in the mid-2010s as Marlon now comes through in towards turn number 9 and makes the contact there with the back of Euron. Didn't realise it was there. He should just let Euron go. And yeah, that could have been potentially worse than what it was meant to be. But Euron in 6th, Marlon 7th. They stay as they are. But what effect is now that going to bring for the Red Bull and the Alfa Romeo?
I think that was a bit too close for comfort there between these guys, but luckily it didn't end up into damage so far. No one so far, touch wood, has picked up any damage, but knowing me, it's probably going to happen in 5 seconds' time, which Don't count me to it currently, but yeah, they're all keeping it clean so far in this long DRS train. I'll have to say the first sector, it does look easy, but it's a really high speed section with sweeping turns and a lot of elevation changes as well. It's hard to balance a throttle through certain places as well, because there's some places where you can go full throttle, but you have to modulate the throttle a bit more, especially when you head towards the kinks as well. So it's going to be very tight. But I think Sam Gamer's trying to cover off Bender once again. Bender is not giving up, but I think he's losing time to Kian, which is not ideal. But the top two is going to be quite close indeed. They're all going to get the DRS usage. I'm going to keep an eye on the battery as well. I'm starting to see Bender's battery. He hasn't got many left, to be honest, which is not ideal. Sam Gamer's got a lot. Kian has got decent enough as well. As Sam Gamer was almost going to go for the movement towards turn number 9, but he decides to back out of it so far. So Kian out there on top. Van Bussel in 5th place. Margados in 10th. Bradders in 4th place. And we do have our other championship protagonists as well in the fight too. So a lot can happen in this race as well as they're passing the final few corners. It's been quiet for some of these guys, but one driver that's looking to gain more places is Bradders on the back of Bender.
Yeah, Bradders on the back of Bender. Bender looks like honestly a sitting duck. Potentially could lead to the front two getting away, and that could be good news for Kian in this race. If the race was not to stop under any VSC or a safety car, that would be good news for Kian. Sam Gamer can track there into the race, and that could be the front two to battle out for the race win. Joe Van Bussel, though, as it stands, will be winning the championship regardless of the point system out on track at the minute. He's scoring 5 more points over Marcados at the minute, so the current gap is 2. It would be 7 points by the end of tonight. Joe Van Bussel at this moment in time would be on 74, and Marcados would be on 67 as we get very close into the...
You were right there, as I did some calculation on the spreadsheet as well, James. Oh, I think
have I lost?
Yeah, I think you lost it a little bit again as well. There we go. I think we're back now. But here comes Bradders to the inside. Oh, there's a bit of a squiggly from Bender there as he's struggling a little bit. Bender trying to defend from the outside. I think Bradders can't afford to be behind Bender for too long, can he?
He can't. Yeah, Bradders there in 4th. Bender there in 3rd. Doing a good job, I've got to say, at this moment in time. Bender, Bradders... with low battery there, Bender's doing a good job, but he should be in the pit lane ideally this lap, maybe to counteract potentially any undercut that is going on in the race. But Kian leads, Sam Gamer 2nd, Bender in 3rd, on to lap 9 and 29 we go. Nothing really happening, but then again, the best races don't need to kick off in gung-ho fashion like we've normally seen for most of the season, as the car wide through turn 1. I think that was your own wide coming through turn 1.
So the gap will be 4 points between Jay Van Bussel and Kian. So Kian will move up into 2nd in the championship, whereas Marcados will be 7 points down. So Marcados will really need to pick up the pace a little bit if he wants to stand a good chance. And he was my pick for the title. So Marcados, don't let me down. But he's only going to score 1 point at this stage. As we got Sam Gamer, by the way, has got past Kian up into the lead of this race. And Benza going for a really late move. Oh, they made contact with Bradders there.
No.
And Kian getting a 3-second time penalty because of that. I think that will definitely get removed. But that was questionable for Bender.
Kian's got an illegal overtake as well, and they are charging now into turn number 9. They've got to be so careful coming through here. Bender gets the switchback on Bradders. That was beautifully sold by the Aston Martin. Regardless of that amount of contact, that was brilliant from him.
Van Bussel in 2nd.
Van Bussel now 2nd. Kian, though, down into 6th position from potentially leading the race. He has now been outdone by Bender very late on the brakes into turn number 6, and Bender there in 4th. Kian, I'm for sure his father is going to come in the comment section right now and not be happy by that, because Bender into the pit lane, set of stops not working. Sometimes you go for moves, sometimes you just wait. I think he should have just waited and there would have been no contact.
I think he maybe should have pitted. I think he maybe should have pitted now because he knows that the softs were dying, and I think there was a few people that were getting very agitated on the chat saying that they would like to get past as well, and it could lead to incidents as well. And we really hope that it doesn't get decided in the stewards room, as retirement from Stefano. Not good for Marcados, as he has no one to help him in this championship fight. What's happened now?
Bradders had a huge moment coming out of turn number 5. I'm looking at his left side end plate, and I am fairly certain he's got a winglet missing. So Bradders potentially has been knocked on. With that knock-on effect with Benza, that could have forced potentially a bit of damage on that car. Interesting to see. He looked fine coming through the chicane, but just something to note for Bradders.
Yes, I think that's something that he's got to note for the remainder of this race. As it's going to be 3 wide in towards turn number 9. One of them definitely backs off. Aurelian is up into 7th spot as well. And Black Box was behind Aurelian, but now Black Box is ahead of Aurelian. And the yellow flag, by the way, is for the stricken AI car of Stefano. So don't worry, no safety car yet. But Sam Gamer's still out on top. 1.7 gap over Jeroen, who's overtaken Jerry Van Bussel, by the way. So Jeroen, as a reserve driver, fitting in for Cazidle tonight, doing a fantastic job in that car. Definitely improving as the game cycle's going on as well. And here comes Margaros. He's going to try and gain another position on a Bradders to the outside this time in turn number 1, and that was perfect. And the more places he gains, the more that he could do to close up to Jerry Van Bussel. He needs to outscore Jerry Van Bussel by 3 points if he wants to stand any chance of claiming the title tonight. Bradders, though, is going to try and go for a late lunge as they make a bit of contact once again. And we've got, I think, Ryder Down in this as well. This could be huge for Ryder Down if he wants to change anything in this championship as well. I think Ryder Down is going to be right in the middle of this. Same with Volakongan. Look at this. We've got, I think, the wingmans of Ryder Down Volakongan in this as well.
Whoa.
And I think that could have almost been contact there as well. But Margaros just about keeping on the island as well. As Van Bussel, by the way, has got past Jeroen up into 2nd place. Kian, by the way, past Marlon into 5th. Let's jump back into this really crazy battle for 10th spot. We've got Max in there. We've got Volakongan. Max trying to dive it around the outside. Heading towards turn number 10. Margaros almost getting a bit of a tank slapper, and as predicted, James, we've got Sir Mr. Pascal, who is not very happy with what's happened to Kian.
I do not blame him at all. I'd be in the same situation. If I was his father right now, I'd be angry. Put it that way. I would be very, very angry at what happened and transpired out on track. By the way, Bradders has definitely got damage on that car. He's just lost so much time. Ryder's just nearly lost the car coming through turn 16, and now we're side by side with him. Markador's going to try and go around to the outside of the pair. Might do it. Ryder backed off and all of that, and Markador's got them both. Brilliant stuff from the back of Markador's up to 8th position. Doesn't really matter how he's actually making these moves stick. Jerry Van Bussel's still ahead of him. He's got absolutely no chance at the minute in terms of gaining the point, but you never know what can happen in Formula 1. Right now, side by side as well. Bradders side by side. If they're not careful, Jess, there's a safety car incoming.
And I think with Abu Dhabi, there's high chances of safety cars in league racing around here. I think we had, one season as I move forward to this battle before I say my facts. But Max trying to try and defend firm. Ryder Down. Oh, this is not good racing at all. They were making a bit of contact throughout the entirety of that straight. One person should have backed off there as well. Volakongan in his fight as well, as they're all under possession. But there was one race, I think it was either 2019 or 2020 around Abu Dhabi when they increased the safety car frequency. We had like 5 safety cars in the space of like 10 laps, which was insane. Hopefully we don't get that here, because we won't have an entertaining race nonetheless. But we got no safety cars so far, and I think we could have one potentially as well. We've had it in all the other tiers today. Pascal's not angry, but fun is different. Fair enough. I like Pascal. He's keeping it calm at the moment, and that is, I think, a crucial part at the moment. You don't want to be angry, because that will make Kian very, very angry. So, yeah, I think definitely having the support in place as well, if you have someone engineering you, or in Kian's case, his parent in the room as well.
Oh my word!
What is going on here as well? We got side-by-side action between Markados, Bradders, and I think we got Ryder as well, Volakongan and Matt in this as well, heading towards turn number 5. And it's the first DRS zone. Markados in 8th spot at the moment. Bradders going to get the DRS as well down this back straight. Kian, by the way, gets past Black Box up into 4th place. I'm sorry, guys. There's just so much going on around this circuit. It's hard to keep up.
It really is hard to keep up. There's going to be a Constantino effect in turn number 6 as well. Lars to the inside of Jensen, trying to go around the outside of him. Now it's actually Nando on the inside line. trying to go for the move. Kean there right in the mix as well with Black Box. He's not going to get that move done. I think we can now say, as Ryan now goes past him, Nando. I was going to say we could got a little bit of calmness now, perceiving out on track. We haven't. Ryan's through on Nando, up to 15th position. He goes all in the midfield battling. Regardless of what is happening out on track, Rodadal into the back of Bradders, and he's forcing him off track. What on earth is he doing? Rodadal and Bradders forcing into each other. F7 an OP strike again, and PSGL PSF1. That is disastrous from Rodadal. Bradders has got an illegal overtaking penalty. Put it that way, I do not know what happened there, but Rodadal needs to take some responsibility for that because he was basically nearly pushing him in the wall.
Yeah, I think Rydal's driving standards there was not good at all. You will need to improve that for the rest of this race, please, as well. That was very, very questionable, and I think there was a lot of people in the chat that was wondering what's happened there. Max has retired from the race, so he's given up, which is a shame. So that is the end of his season so far. Let's hope we see him in PSGL, PSF1 next season. But we will have a new champion confirmed. Will it be Mr. Van Bussel? Will it be Margados? Will it be Kean? Will it be Black Box or will it be Bradders? Well, it's more likely going to be either Kean, Mr. Van Bussel or Margados at this point. Those are potentially going to be your top three. And yeah, Will Gibson saying Max has been terrorised. Well, I've got an opinion on that, but I'm not going to say too much on it because we are meant to be impartial. As Marlon, by the way, brilliant move on the inside again, up into fourth place. Marlon, I have to say, let's talk about him. He's been pretty much flying under the radar for us, but he's been having such a great race, pretty much avoiding the carnage, and he's reaping the rewards currently.
Yeah, and there's a man in front of him that I think is reaping even more rewards. Jeroen is in third, on the back of the DRS train for the front two. Jeroen is brilliantly flying around this track. The FBR man doing a fantastic job. Of course, former FBR man, I believe he's going to be signing to a new team very soon, or if not, he already has. But Jeroen doing a good job there in third. Keenan are rallying, by the way, into the pit lane. Expect the pit stops around about this point for the set of hard compound tyres. Robbie saying in the chat as well, OP strike again, what's that about? I mean, if you try and force somebody into the wall, then I don't think that's fair driving, if I've got to be honest. I know that, you know that, the comment section know that as well, and hopefully we will see better driving as this race goes on, because this is what the championship finale deserves. Does not deserve contact moments like that. Deserves fair, clean racing out on track. We saw it with Marlon there and Markados. Markados as well with Volokongan 5th and 6th position. But now drivers into the pit lane. Aurelian and the likes all going for that set of medium compound tyres. An undercut around here, of course, Jess, very potent.
Yeah, I think in Abu Dhabi, the undercut, I think, is even more powerful. So you've got to be thinking about coming in soon if you're pretty much in a sandwich. Just by the way, Nando trying to fend off Ryan, and these two have been fighting a lot this season. The same with Francesco as well. Francesco scored points in every single race so far that he's been in reserve, and he's been doing a fantastic job. Recently been picked up by the F7R crew because of his performances of late in PSGL. So well deserved from him, and he is definitely showing that he's going to be, I think, a force to be reckoned with next season. I'm going to call it at the moment. If F7R could develop Francesco quite a lot, I could see him getting top fives, maybe even podiums, maybe even wins either next season or the season after. I'm calling it right now.
Yeah, definitely so. Joe Van Bossel still on the back of Sam Gamer. Mollins, Francesco, however, you've just said that. He's just picked up a 3-second time
penalty. For goodness sake.
For coming into the pit lane, and that is a well-known glitch within the game. It's been in the last 2 game cycles as well, so we'll look into getting that one removed. I wouldn't blame him, to be honest. The F7R man in 14th into the pit lane, set of medium compound and tyres on. But yeah, of course, he was formerly, I think, Juventus Racing a couple of months ago, and now, of course, part of the F7R lineup, has developed really well on this game cycle, seems to be going his way. Francesco there in 16th. Not the best race, I've got to be honest, in Abu Dhabi, but you never know. Safety car could bring everyone back into contention, and then he's right in the mix once again. So anything can happen in Formula 1. Probably just might, like Murray Walker said back in the day, but Sam Gamer leading the way from Jerry Van Bossel in second, Jeroen in third. And regardless of the controversy that's being caused out on track, the front 3 have now really taken a stranglehold in this race. What they've got to be worried about, though, Black Box and that undercut. If Black Box's undercut is good, he's got to be right on the back of him when they come out of the pit lane.
And that will mean, even though Black Box has an outside chance of winning the championship, Black Box could gain quite a bit in this championship if the other championship drivers falter as well. So he may even get third or second in the championship if he gets a decent result out tonight. So that is something to think about for Black Box, and that could be crazy as well, as we're pretty much halfway into this motor race. Make sure you like this stream and hit that subscribe button and hit that bell if you are new as well. Jerry Van Bussel, as it stands, will be your PSGL Season 34 champion. And that'll be a really huge feat because he won the F2 title last season. And I can't remember when was the last time someone won the F2 title and then won the F1 title the following season. Well, we saw it with Max when he won F3 and then he won F1. But we haven't seen it when someone winning F2 the previous season and then winning F1 the season on their debut. So the first person to have done it, of course, was Max. Well, obviously, he was in a lower tier.
Oh, my word. Luca Kart and Kian forcing off track there by Luca Kart slightly. Aurelian's going to be in the mix in this fight as well. We've got Benz on the back of Nando, and Aurelian's just been shot out of a cannon to the inside line. Into turn number 6, passes. Kian passes Luca Kart as if they're standing still. Beautiful move by the AlphaTauri. He's through and he's into 10th. An F7 LP once again going out between Kian and Luca Kart will be very intriguing to see tomorrow night, of course, for the other league that I'm commentating on. I'm not going to say which one. Sam Gamer out on top. Jerry Van Bussel second, Jeroen in third. But also, Jess, top 3 on a set of hards. Is it perceivably possible that they can go hard softs?
It's a bit questionable, but Jeroen's not going to do that, and they're all in anyway. So that has answered your question, James.
It has answered. Let's see. I think it's going to be mediums. I think they've got to...
They can't go on softs now. It won't make it. It won't make it. It will be mediums.
Yeah, all mediums, it seems, for Jerry Van Bussel, Jeroen, and for Sam Gamer. Means Markeros now leads the race. Okay, Markeros at this moment in time, because he's leading the race, would be crowned Drivers' Champion because Jerry Van Bussel is coming out of the pit lane down in 10th position. But
course, he's not a Nets champion at the moment because he's still yet to box.
Exactly, that's what I was about to say. He's out there in front, all for the circumstance and all for the glory, I think, rather than the actual race. He's been involved in a bit of contact tonight, not being Markeros' race whatsoever. Jerry Van Bussel, by the way, on the back of Bradders. Bradders, of course, has been a title contender, third in the championship coming into tonight, and Jerry Van Bussel has made him to look like very, very easy indeed. Running down the straight, gets the job done. Sam Gamer getting the job done on the back of Marlon. Marlon will fight that till his heart's content. To the outside line to 6 and 7. But not good enough. Sam Gamer through and he's into 8th, and Black Box on the back of Nando. Oh, Nando nearly forcing him across the wall there as I ride on board, but Black Box is through and he's into 4th. Could have been a sketchy moment like we saw last season, or like I saw last season around here in Abu Dhabi in CP1.
Yep. And I think I'm surprised there hasn't been that much Abu Dhabi races in PSG already. I thought we were doing our research earlier, weren't we, James? We were quite taken back that there was only, I think, a few races. So hopefully there's more as well. But season 35, you never know. We could have another Abu Dhabi race or something like that. I think there was issues on the last game with the track in general, which is probably why we didn't get many. So otherwise, I think there would have been plenty more last season. Of course, we were at the old layout at one point, and then we went to the new layout in season 32, which brought out some very intense racing in some tiers, I have to say. As Black Box, by the way, tries to get back on Benzer. Black Box with a very huge undercut. He's now into 3rd, and he's your net race leader at the moment.
He's on for the race win here, actually, Black Box. He's there in 5th, on 5-lap ball mediums. He's there in 3rd. Is it possible that he can get to the end as Jerry Van Bussel has been involved in contact further down the field with Luca Kart? That was in towards turn number 5. I just caught the back end of that on the mini-map. Luca Kart certainly slow in front of him. Saw that through turn number 1. Jerry Van Bussel, having that knock-on effect of being behind a slower car, has now had that knock-on effect really applied because Luca Kart is applying that pressure. Haas on Haas. It is Luca Kart working against Jerry Van Bussel right now. Jerry Van Bussel should make this look easy towards the outside line, in towards turn number 9. But again, Luca Kart closing him off over the gap. But Jerry Van Bussel makes it look easy round the outside. Job done for him.
Sam Gamer penalty.
11th, sketchy moment.
Sam Gamer's got a time penalty, which could mean quite a lot in terms of his chances of the race win, as he's got past Nando for 7th place on the road. And now Jerry Van Bussel has got to get past Jeroen, and someone's hit the wall. I think we're going to get a safety car. This could be huge. Safety car. And what did someone say in the chat? They wanted a safety car. Mubarak saying Markeros needs a safety car, otherwise GG Jerry Van Bussel. And look, we've got a safety car. So this is Markeros' chance to potentially have a good shot of winning his title. He's a favourite at the moment.
Robbie saying one against his own driver, Latifi Cost, has came out to play.
That's harsh.
That is harsh. That is very harsh, but it is all humour, I'm sure, within the OP team there with Luke.
Hopefully it wasn't on purpose.
No, I don't think it was. I think the way the car gets controlled coming through turn 14, I wouldn't be surprised if there's been a knock-on effect with somebody and he just overtaken the car and hit the wall. Such a shame for Luca Corp. Was having a good race. Yes, he was involved in that contact with Jerry Van Bussel. What this does do, though, is bring everyone back into play, everyone back into the same amount of, well, basically time within each other. Markados leading. Black Box, I think, will be in. Everyone else on that set of mediums, Sam Gamer, if I was in his shoes, Jerome, Joe Van Bussel, maybe the likes of Jensen and more on those 4-lap-old mediums, but Francesco Bradas, Rodadal and Mars, why would they come into pit lane right now? Because they've won fresh rubber.
Yeah.
They should stay out there. Ryan, I think, should come in for a set of mediums. I don't think he's going to get them to the end of the race, so I think he should be in. If everyone does come in, though, for set of softs, it brings everyone onto the even playing field. It is going to be very interesting indeed. Papine there saying in the chat for the commentators, just look back, you can see him slide into the wall with a lot of speed. Of course,
we don't
POV
have the
shot.
angles. We don't have the angles. There's already has got a 3-second time penalty. We don't have the angles to see whether who was at fault, was it on purpose or not, as Yaron has stayed out. And Jay Van Bussel, I'm not surprised there's those two staying out. We don't have the angles for the POVs compared to the drivers, so if some people find it fishy, then it's their job to report it, but not at the moment, because obviously we can't judge it whether it's a fault or not. We've got to commentate on the action that is currently at the moment. We'll let the stewards do their thing, we'll do our thing, and then there we go, because if we start to complain who's at fault, and if we judge to see if it was on purpose or not, then we would not be impartial, and our job is to be impartial. So there we go, rant over, and we're about to have a good race on our hands. We've got pretty much half the field on softs, half the field on mediums. Will the softs get to the end, or will we see quite an intense battle for the championship? Jerry Van Bussel will be title champion at the moment. Markados will be on the fresher rubber, but we did see with Benza earlier on in the race, the softs died very quickly, so I'm going to get my predictions. I think it's going to be Mr. Van Bussel to win the title because he's got the more durable tyres and he can push for longer than Markados. What do you think?
I am going against you. I'm going to go Markados. He's on that fresh rubber. Set a soft compound tyre. They're not picking up much wear in terms of being under the safety car. They've got no problem getting to the end of the race now. We're going to have a 2-lap safety car. Potentially, even if people come in, we could have a 3-lap safety car. So that could be even better for the guys in the set of softs. Markados, though, I just think with the pace, he's going to have about a second to a second and a half difference compared to Jerry Van Bussel and your own. You add that lap on lap, and you make it look very easy for Markados, and he gets that race lead immediately. That is going to be Markados in the race lead. He is going to control the race throughout. This is now, I dare not put any more pressure than what I'm going to say right now. Markados, this is your championship to lose, my friend. I cannot get any more pressure on that than what I've just said.
Yeah, I agree with that. If he does not win this championship, even though I predicted Mr. Van Bussel, I might eat my hat at this point, because he's on the softs. He's in third. It's going to have more grip in the opening laps as well. He can increase the gap, and then he can save his tyres once he's got an operating window. So, yeah, this is what Markados will need to do. He's got to get past 2 cars, and then he'll be fine. He's got to outscore Mr. Van Bussel by 3 points. So, as long as he does that, Markados will be champion. So, we will keep an eye out on the permutations as well. So that is a crucial thing at the moment as well. Black Box in a good chance of actually jumping quite a few people in this championship, including Bradders. So that will be good for Black Box. He could be in the top 4 of this championship. And there's, by the way, in the chat, there is an account called Markados' fan page. Absolutely love it. Love the support. I think there's quite a few people for Markados. I think there's a few people rooting for Marlon to win this race. Well, he's got the fresher mediums, and when the softs start to die, he could be in a great position. But safety car is in this lap, and Pascal's saying Markados has the best chance.
Yeah, Markador's fan page, I believe that might be his brother, i.e. a few friends potentially getting in that as well. Cameron saying in the chat it's going to be interesting. Papine saying I would love to see Markador's win, but not in this way. Now I prefer Jerry to win. Yeah, if Jerry Van Bussel can hang on to the back of Markador's, and if Markador's gets past very easily, they have got a chance of getting to the end of the race. But you're all now virtual boat Barlander. He's now the virtual safety car, and he is about to park the bus, I'm sure, is the tactic that has been given from the man in front. The Dutchman leads from his fellow compadre, Enjo Van Bussel. They come now through the Latifi corner at turn 14. Are we going to see Jeroen go maybe through the midway point of turn 15? Let's find out. Jeroen controlling the pace very nicely. Midway point of turn 15. Doesn't go now. Might go into the final corner, however. He's still waiting. Now he goes. Jeroen into the final corner. He's got Jerry Van Bussel right there with him. They've got Markadors slightly, but Markadors is just on the fresh rubber. He's got 2 tenths coming through that final corner alone. This is now game on. 7 laps to go in Abu Dhabi. Jeroen leads the way. Jerry Van Bussel second. Markadors there in third. Buckle onto your seats. Get the popcorn because it's going to be tense.
It is going to be tense. Let's hope they can keep it clean, guys, because we want an insane championship finale to remember as they head towards the right-hander coming up through turn number 5 as well. And we will start to see, will the softs be at a good temperature? Will they be able to go for moves? Let's see. Riding on board with Markadors. Markadors versus Jerry then. Jerry's going to go for the lead as well. It could be 3 wide coming up here. Mr. Van Bussel goes for the lead as Markadors almost made contact with Jeroen. But I have to say, Ferrari man doing a great job so far. And by the way, we've got to keep an eye on the constructors. As it stands, I think Ferrari will be winning the Constructors' Championship.
3 wide.
3 wide heading towards turn number 9. Van Bussel covers both of them off really nicely.
Oh my word.
Markadors gets past Jeroen. He's going to get 2 in one corner maybe as he heads towards turn number 10. Why isn't my camera cut off like that? I don't know. But Van Bussel versus Markadors, the 2 championship, the protagonists, the 2 favourites, as they head towards the TV corner. Markadors almost had a bit of a slide there. That was close. That could have ended up in even more contact.
Oh my word, they get away with it just, and Jeroen is second. Jerry Van Bussel now leads. Jerry Van Bussel would be winning the championship at this point, but Markadors, he just needs to now control his emotions out there in third. He's there, right there for the taking. He's got the softs, he's got the tyres, he's got the pace. He hasn't got the pace though down the straight line, and Markadors there, there's a car runs wide. I think that was Nando or Ryan in the background, just running off slide, coming through turn number 3. Markadors off the inside of Jeroen, dives it to the inside line. Verstappen-esque from Markadors to the inside line. Doesn't get the job done, but Markadors now is under pressure from Black Box. Black Box to the inside line. Looks. Benz are right in the fight as well. Volakongan and Kian are 2x2 as they go. And it's 4 wide down the straight between Jeroen, Markadors, Black Box and Benza. Who's going to come out on top for this one? Black Box to the inside line on Jeroen, trying to get the job done. Markadors now hunts to the inside line of 7. Tries to get the job done. But Black Box, you can believe in him all right. He's Foonies into second. Brilliant stuff. Jeroen and Markadors now fighting side by side up the straight in towards turn number 9 again. Benza, Volakongan, Kian, Marlon, all involved in this fight. Jerry Van Bussel escapes up the road. Black Box though now second. As it stands, Jerry Van Bussel will be crowned PSF1 season 34 champion right now. But your Markadors goes into the back of Jeroen, and that's his championship done. He's got damage. Markadors is done. Jerry Van Bussel perhaps is going to be PSF1 title in about 5 laps time.
We still got Kian as well in this as well. Kian can still climb his way up the order, but he does have a penalty. But yeah, shame about Markadors, him dropping down the order like that. But I think that's going to be his championship done and dusted. I am absolutely heartbroken for him. He was on the right strategy. It was his to lose. I think he had a good shot of winning it. And now he doesn't have a chance. But he's going to go and try and get fastest lap to make sure that no one else gets it. So he's still got a good shot as well. But I think Jerry Van Bussel, he's going to go there and have a bit of fun because his main championship rivals are at the back. Black Box needs to win with fastest lap, but with Jerry Van Bussel retiring. So these two can go all at it just for a bit of fun in the final race. Black Box takes the lead. If I was Mr. Van Bussel there, he's in the championship anyway. Just let Black Box win for the sake of the league as well, because that would be a really great story in the league as well for him to get a victory. Bez is in this fight as well. He's got Jeroen and Volakongan heading towards turn number 9. That's very tight as well. Jeroen trying to fight back as well on those set of mediums. So those mediums are really coming back, and that's a great move from Volakongan. And I think those softs are going to die very, very quickly. So, yeah, we'll have to wait and see if they all head towards past the hotel, which looks very, very nice on the game, as Bender once again on the move, trying to get past Jerry Van Bussel. Oh!
And Jerry Van Bussel now parking the bus, because there goes Benza, though, to the inside line, gets the job done. Benza knew what was happening. Jerry Van Bussel was trying to park the bus, let Black Box get away, didn't. Benza now second, Jerry Van Bussel in third, Volakongan in fourth. You get as good as you are given in terms of the tactics. Remember, collusion can be investigated with this race. Potential collusion there from Black Box and Jerry Van Bussel. It was only slight. It was noticeable, though. Volakongan on the back of Jerry Van Bussel, though. Third and fourth position. In terms of teammates, they can help each other. In terms of teammates at esports teams, however, that is different. Volakonga now to the inside line. On the back of Jerry Van Bussel, Yaron and Kian in the fight as well. Kian might look to the inside line. On the back of Yaron, there's hard defending and behind from Sam Gamer. Looking to the inside line as Kian tries to get the job done. I'm on board with Volakongan with this battle, by the way. As Kian now and Yaron fight side by side now down the GP2 paddock, past the GP2 paddock. Now down the old GP2 pit straight. Sam Gamer, though, like a shot out of a bolt, like from the blue to the outside line.
Oh,
on the back of Kian, on the back of Yaron, there is contact involved in that. Yaron just about keeps the car on a straight line. Marlon now through on him. It's going from bad to worse from Yaron. He got instructed, I'm sure, for park the bus, and there's contact as well. That's a rally and left side end plate damage on the car. Black Box leads, Benza in second, Volakongan in third. This championship finale, no matter what is happening out on track, is going to pot slightly, but we should not take that away from the leaders, Black Box, Benza, Volakongan. They've done a fantastic job. Still 3 laps to go. Anything can still happen. Alpine round in the background is batters.
I really do hope this championship does not get decided in the stewards' room, because I've seen it happen before in many championships and it's not been very pretty, especially if this is the final round of the season. So these guys have got to keep it clean towards the end of this race. We've got pretty much 3 laps to go of this race. Black Box in first, Bender in second, Volakongan third. Van Bussel can still go on and win this race. Sam Gamer looking very, very good as well without his time penalty too, but we got Nando and Yaron going side by side as well. They head towards turn number 6. Kian and Van Bussel doing the same. Kian to the inside. Nicely done. But Van Bussel's got to have the DRS, actually. So I wonder if Kian should have done that at this stage, but Kian does have the power time penalty. Anyway, so it's not really going to be for position, but Kian is losing out on the DRS. Same with Van Bussel, so they're roughly on the same. So there we go through turn number 9. Kian stays ahead for now. Jensen gets past Yaron up into 9th place, but they're trying to cover off the outside there. Through towards turn number 10. Nicely done. Jensen trying to score some decent points around it. And yeah, great start. I have to say, certain drivers have been putting up some clean racing today. So I have to agree. There's some great overtakes from quite a few drivers that have been impressing us a lot in this race. So good job to them, and they probably will be rewarded. I think Volakongan being one of those drivers driven absolutely superbly today.
Yeah, I'm just going to throw it out there, by the way. Jerry Van Bussel is losing position after position. He drops behind Yaron. Black Box can win the title, is all I am saying. I know he's in 5th.
And
I know
Kian, maybe. Kian.
Yeah, Kian might as well. Kian's in 4th.
And Black Box needs fastest lap.
He does. He does need fastest lap, but if Jerry Van Bussel drops down to 10, all I'm saying is it puts a maybes. No absolutes here. Bender's on the back of Black Box, by the way. He's going to hold on to that ERS, and he's held on to his tyres remarkably well, I've got to say, for pitting in on the same lap. But Sam Gamer just throws one down the inside line, and Jerry Van Bussel have that, he says, and the ET8 man, former ET8 man, of course, is through, and he's into 5th position. Marlon in 6th, Jerry Van Bussel in 7th. Nando on the back as well. Yeah, Benza still in the background on the back of Marlon. Sam Gamer and Marlon side by side now as they come now through the left-hander of turn number 9. Once again, the Red Bull and the Williams going side by side as they now come through the marina part of the section of track. Through 10, 11 and 12, and Marlon catches on the bump, makes contact with Sam Gamer, forces him wide. Sam Gamer now has to come right across on track. Involves in Jerry Van Bussel. Jerry Van Bussel spins. Jerry Van Bussel spins. No! Oh my God, what are we seeing? Jerry Van Bussel is out of the points. Black Box at the minute could potentially win the championship. Kian could potentially win the championship. It's all up in air. 5.2 kilometres to go. Black Box leads. Ben's a second.
I'm going to have to do some maths. I'm going to have to do some maths here. Oh my goodness. So Kian will be 4th. Van Bussel at the moment is 14th, and I'm not going to be doing maths at this point. This is This is now biting stuff. If we crown the wrong champion, it's going to be so embarrassing.
It's Benza. Benza's on the back of Black Box, though, to the inside line. Down on the outside line, he's got hardly any EOS left. He's not even using it up. There's a bit of wheel banging going down the straight. Black Box needs this. He needs to fight for the lead because he might still win the championship. Benza to the inside line. They're playing DRS chicken as they come through the chicane at 6 and 7. And Black Box is the one that's got it because now he's going to come lightning quick at the back of Benza. In towards the left-hand return number 9 we go once again. Black Box to the outside line. Should be ahead into the corner. Benza will throw the Aston Martin to the inside line until his heart's content. Black Box hangs around the outside. Benza's still there, but Black Box hangs on for the race lead. Black Box now coming into the final couple of corners, has to defend like an absolute lion. Kian nearly throwing it to the inside line at Benza as well. Drama personified here in PSF1.
Benza, 3 seconds.
A 3-second penalty. That is it for the race win. Volakongan in behind as well. But Black Box now, is this the defining moment for the F7R man? Through the final corner, to the line. Black Box wins. Has he won the title? We do not know.
No, he hasn't.
The race win.
He hasn't. He's not got fastest lap, and it's on count back. So at the moment, if my maths is correct, Jerry Van Bussel is your PSGL Season 34 champion. On count back.
On count back. And fastest lap, by the way, Aurelian. Aurelian took fastest lap in 15th position. He's just coming across the line. Marcos and Brothers have their own private squabble to the line in 16th and 17th. My, oh my. We said we could be having drama. That was just next level sort of drama. That was literally watching an episode of Casualty, I think, where there's so much drama going on you can't keep up. Black Box is awarded driver of the day. Cannot take anything away from him. But in the end, this is going to get decided in the stewards' room. Let's just put it that way. 156 people do not know the outcome of that championship. This will get decided in the stewards' room. Keep an eye out on social medias. Keep an eye out on Discord. There's going to be plenty of reports from this race. Black Box, for now, has not done enough. You never know, though, with the stewards and PSGL. You never know what can happen in terms of the penalties. Black Box takes the race win. Absolutely deserving so for that race. I think I speak for the masses here. We should have seen a much cleaner, much fairer race and a much better championship fight.
Yeah, I think the championship finale, the driving standards were a bit questionable as well. Maybe some team tactics that weren't allowed potentially, but again, it will be investigated by the stewards. And the reason why Jay Van Bussel wins on comeback, he's had more wins than Black Box this season. So with Van Bussel, even though he's not scoring points, he at the moment is champion, and obviously Black Box did not get the fastest lap. And if he would have got fastest lap, he would have done it. And he was so close to getting that fastest lap, unfortunately. But he's got the race win from 9th spot. One of my drivers of the day, Volakonga, by the way, finishing 2nd. That is really good, very clean race from him. Marlon in 3rd, I think one of my other drivers of the day as well. Benza in 4th. Kian might get his penalty removed. Even if he gets his penalty removed, I don't think he'll be crowned champion because he'll be 2 points behind. Yaron in 6th, Sam Gamer 7th, Jensen 8th, Ryan 9th, and Lars in 10th, and I didn't get the order in time. Wow.
Oh my word. What a race. What a 29 laps we've had in Abu Dhabi. I really wish we could have bought you a bit cleaner racing, is all I'm going to say, because Black Box absolutely deserved that race win in the end. The level of fighting, or the level of aggressiveness, it's not needed. It's top-tier racing. If we've got F1 esports engineers watching this, they're probably thinking, what on earth has just happened? Is this the level of standards that we're going to be seeing in F1 esports? No, it's a LAN event, of course, F1 esports, I believe, going forward. But in terms of the racing out on track, it's just, what could have it been for most of our guys out on track? A championship, I think, that has been spoiled quite literally by the driving standards out on track. I really wish we could have got better driving standards, but then again, it's Formula 1. Anything can happen, and it might just do.
Yeah, so keep an eye on Twitter, by the way, because I think there's going to be a lot happening in the next few days, because I've seen in the PSF1 chat a lot of conversation. I'm not going to say too much about it, but you know how we had got about 80 stewards reports this season? I think make that 100 after tonight, not gonna lie. I don't want that to be in that situation, but if it was the case that Jerry would still be the title winner after this year's report, this will be an amazing feat. Last season, season 33, was a PSGL F2 champion by taking 5 wins last season. This season, went into F1, struggled a little bit at the start, but really picked up his form towards the rest of the season, and he managed to win on comeback, which is absolutely crazy. So, well done to him, and if he keeps it, very well deserved.
My heart breaks for Black Box, by the way, because he's just put in, please don't tell me I lost the championship on race wins.
Yes,
I don't think he knew. I don't think he knew. I really don't.
He thought he'd done it as well.
Yeah, which is even worse. Max has just uploaded a bit of POV. We're going to watch all the POVs, by the way, after this race. There is going to be drama personified. Connor saying he only watched the last 12 laps, so he didn't see the Benza or the Luca Kart crash either. There's that to speak about, potentially. There's a potential, even the collusion, potentially, between Black Box and Jerry Van Bussel. We didn't... I saw that from my end. I was riding on board with Jerry, and the gap was, what, 0.3 of a second coming through turn number 1. Then all of a sudden it was 1.1 seconds. Yes, he was unwearing tyres.
And I think we lost James for a minute there.
That's probably right that I do. But we are going to see, hopefully this decided in the steward's room once and for all. Black Box takes the race win out on track, absolutely deserving. But again, for the masses, I really wish we could have brought you a better race than what we've just seen.
Yeah. By the way, it wasn't wins that Black Box lost the championship. It was second places, because both Jerry Van Bussel and Black Box got 2 race wins. Jerry Van Bussel got a second place, and it was second place in Silverstone.
No. Black Box has only had 1 race win, and that was here in Abu Dhabi. He's picked up a second. You might be seeing Kian potentially.
I thought he picked up. I was looking at Bradders, not Black Box.
I was gonna say, yeah, Black Box there in 5th. He had 1 second place finish in Jeddah, 4 4th place finishes this season, 52 points coming into tonight, 68 he's landed on himself. Joe Van Bussel at the minute on 68. Black Box has asked, by the way, if there's any interview, so I'm going to try and nab him in if we can.
Yeah, we are still doing interviews. I know it might get decided in the stewards room, but it's provisional at the moment, so we've got to take things as they are right now.
Who was the top 3 again? It was Vola Kongan second and 3rd?
I will have to double check that from the race. Hang on a minute. So I know it was Black Box at 1, Vola Kongan, Marlon, that was it. Marlon in 3rd as well. That was very, very good for him. But yes, AT saying great commentary. Thank you both. You're welcome. We tried to put the action in, even though some of the standards were interesting, but I have to say, massive shout out to Marlon there. P3 as well. What a way to set a statement that he deserves a seat in PSGL, PSF1 next season. I think he should have a seat next season here.
Yeah, definitely so. But as well, speaking about champions from tonight, Urpek as well and F2 are already a champion, of course, crowned from the last 2 rounds. He potentially could be making himself way into PSF1. I'm looking forward to seeing how the NLR man gets on. If it's anything like Jerry Van Bussel, you could be F2 champion and then provisionally be F1 champion. But regardless, hopefully we're going to see some great racing next season. Whenever that may be, we don't know the calendar or anything yet. We're not revealing that on the stream, so don't even bother asking us.
Because we don't know.
Exactly. We're in as much of the loop as you are in terms of the calendar for next season. But what I am going to do, we've got Marlon and Black Box waiting. Do you mind if I drag them in?
Hang on a minute. I need to find the interview screen. You could drag them in now.
Perfect. I will get them in. Hopefully it all works according to plan. Hopefully I don't drag them into the wrong box. Marlon has just decided to disappear on us. Let's see if it works with Black Box at least. Oh, it works with Black Box at least, which is the main man that we want to speak to, of course. The man who provisionally has finished in P1 but became within a hair's breadth of winning the championship. Provisionally, that is. Of course, it is Mr. PSL Black Box, and Black Box, P1 out on track. I tell you what, if that was drama personified, I don't know what you were thinking personally in terms of the race. Talk us through it.
Well, I hope everyone at home was entertained by that. Let's start off with that one. That's what we're here for. We're here to entertain. You know, again, I've lost another, big milestone to something so small. I lost the pro exhibition on a 5-second penalty in the pit lane, and I've lost the championship on races 1 in PSGL F1. But that doesn't matter. I've proved today that I have I have the skill to be here, and today I've proven that I have a racer's heart, and I am the true champion. That's what I'm here to be, and I feel like I am the true champion.
Yeah, and to be honest, out on track, you couldn't have done any more. I think I said, 3 laps ago, I said there's a potential chance that Jerry Van Bussel, if he drops down positions, he might not be champion here. And come the final lap, you land yourself in P1. Jerry Van Bussel's all the way down in P14. What was going through your mind? Did you even know that you were in title-winning contention?
No, I knew, and the pressure that comes with that is, it's incredible. But the fastest lap is what I needed, and I couldn't get that because, as you saw, there was a lot of drama, a lot of games going on, a lot of brake testing, and a lot of this and that. So I feel like the fastest lap was always going to be difficult to get, and I just couldn't get it, and that's a failure on my part and something that, I wasn't meant to get. But I showed today that, again, I am the champ. And I will keep saying that. I missed 2 races. I missed 2 races, and I went to Dubai, met some of the best people I've ever met, and I've come back. I no regrets. I'm not the champion today, but in my heart, I am still the champ.
Yeah, definitely so. And I mean, looking through your form this season, you've only had 1 podium before tonight as well. That was in Saudi Arabia, a track that you absolutely adore in terms of that. Fourth place finishes as well. With those 2 races in mind, and obviously if buts and maybes, and of course Mexico getting cancelled as well. But do you think you could have done any more this season to land yourself in the position where you are now?
Of course, yeah, that's what's always going to haunt me. You can always do more. You can always be better prepared. I've been through a lot in my own personal life, so practice wasn't as ideal as it could have been. It was more of a practice early midweek sort of thing, and then I was quite busy on the weekend, so I couldn't practice on the weekends, which are the most vital days for PSGL. And it was always a bit like I'm catching up. I come back home and then I'm trying to catch up with the rest in practice. And so my schedule there didn't help me out. But towards the end of the season, I could feel it. I felt like, I can still win this. I've come back from a 2-week break. I can still win this. And then, this happened. So, I was close.
You were close. And again, I don't think people should be beating up them about themselves. That every single driver this season, no matter what background you have, no matter what skill level you're at, has done a fantastic job in PSF1. It's been a delight to cover you, Black Box, along with the rest. And I really hope drivers do not beat themselves up about it, because again, the driving standards were not perfect tonight. Let's just face it. They were nowhere near perfect. But let's hope that we can improve for PSF1 moving forward, at least in terms of the standards, in terms of the real mentality, I think, that we've got around our drivers as well. Let's hope that everyone can stay positive, as positive can be, and really hope, and do not beat yourself up about anything that has happened. Remember, it is just a game at the end of the day. There's F1 esports, but it is just a game at the end of the day. But Jess, I'm going to hand over to you. Any questions?
First of all, congratulations on getting your first win this season as well. Absolutely lightning pace on those softs. We'll move on to next season now, in season 35. It's come quite close coming up already. What are your goals for this season? You've narrowly missed out this time. Surely your main goal is to become the champion in season 35.
And that is exactly what you will see next season.
Yes,
you've answered your own question there.
I absolutely love it. I absolutely love that attitude as well. And what track would you like to see on the calendar?
It doesn't matter what track it is, man. I'll win. It doesn't matter. But for me, it's you give me throw any track out. I prefer the tracks that I don't like. I prefer to put myself in situations that I don't like, so I get better at every track. There's no such
F1
thing
esports teams you're watching.
Yeah, of course. It's in my future. I know it's in my future. When someone is as obsessed as I am, I've been speaking, like manifesting and believing in myself and this dream for nearly 3 years now, since James.
Oh, did we lose Black Box for a bit?
Flag behind me, as you guys saw on the podium, and that's all I have to give.
And I think, to be honest, I've seen a few tweets as well from certain people that they were absolutely gutted about what happened to you as well. But I think I'm loving your attitude, saying that you're not going to give up, ready for next season. I'm looking forward to seeing your campaign in season 35. So Black Box, our race winner, and from 5th in the standings before tonight to provisionally runner-up in the championship. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
James, shall we go in the rating room and talk to our third place man in the race, Marlon?
Yeah, let's do so. I will join you there.
Yes, so we'll let James join in just a second. But first of all, Marlon, can you hear us?
Loud and clear.
Brilliant. James, take it away.
Fantastic stuff. Yeah, Marlon, congratulations. P3 out on track. And I think, personally, I'm loving you on the podium. Talk us through it, because that qualifying session really set you up really well for the race.
Yeah, for sure. I PB'd in the session, so I was really happy with the lap, and P6 was a good start position because yeah, I had only the championship contenders in front of me, and I knew they will be pretty cautious with the race start. And yeah, I just drove clean through lap 1, and then yeah, just till the pit stops, and then the chaos began really. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that.
Yeah, very happy indeed with that. And of course, we saw the safety car coming out around about lap 19, I think it was. Was that a help in disguise for you in terms of your potential strategy, or was it just thinking, oh my word, what on earth is going to happen here?
Yeah, at first, but then I thought, it's good because Sam Gamer pitted right behind me and just overtook me, so I knew I can still fight for a good position. Then I overtook him in the pits like Sebastian Vettel, was a nice move. Yeah, then I went into the mediums and nearly everyone went to the softs. There was, maybe I'm losing a lot of positions there, but in the end I held my position pretty good, and yeah, the penalties helped me as well to get the P3 at the end. But I think the pace was pretty good.
Your pace was really good in that race. It was a shock to me, certainly, in terms of qualifying, seeing you up there for once, which is always good to see. Previously, of course, you finished 4th in Jeddah, very similar to Black Box in terms of his best result of the season before tonight. Finishing 3rd place, getting one better, you must be really proud that this is the final race of the season. Podium going into next season will suit you up really well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the season wasn't going my way really. I had a lot of bad luck, especially like in Austria, for example, with the safety car, where my win was basically away. And yeah, the end of the season was pretty good. I built momentum up. I mean, I had to drive on my T300 for the last 3 races, so I wasn't really on pace. Jeddah was really a surprise, the P4. But now I'm back on my old equipment, and yeah, first race on the old equipment, P3, I take that, definitely.
Definitely take that. I would certainly take that if I was at your level, and in terms of your pace, which I'm not. I'm nowhere near these guys at PSF1. So do not even bother seeing me over the next 2 seasons for PSGL. But Jess, any questions?
Firstly, I have to say one of my drivers of the day going into this, because you performed really, really well, very clean as well from you. Congratulations on your podium. Next season, season 35. What are your main goals going into that season? Because you've been improving race after race.
To keep that momentum really, because I think if you have good points finish every race, you can be in a good position in the championship. Of course, I want to win it, but I need to improve my quali pace a bit as well. I mean, today was good, but I need to keep that for the next races going. And yeah, maybe it's a top 5, maybe top 3, maybe championship contender. I don't know. I think I have the potential for that. But yeah, there's so much factors you have to look at, like luck or whatever. So I'm not putting any pressure on me, because I did that the last seasons and it didn't work really. So I'm going in relaxed, and yeah, I hope I stay in F1, but I guess with that result I will stay here.
Yeah, I'd say good answer there as well. That is my question, James.
Yeah, that's pretty much all from me as well. Congratulations, Marlon, on your, well, provisional podium as well, call it, with the results that could
Yeah.
happen in the steward's room. Congratulations. I'll go and enjoy evening.
Yeah, you too, and thank you for commentating all season long. I hope the racing will improve for the next season so you have even more fun.
I really hope so as well. I think it'd be benefiting all of us if that does happen. But that was,
Yeah,
of course,
definitely.
Marlon and yeah, that was, of course, Marlon and Black Box in terms of the interviews. Big thank you to you both for joining us. Do you want to get the cameras back on, Jess, and hop us back into Comms Box 1?
Yep. I will drag us in as we try and get normal procedures going at the moment. It's going to take a while, so there we go. Cameras are on. We're back to normal proceedings, but what a season we have had. James, it's been your first season on PSGL PSF1 top tier. How have you found it?
Hopefully not the last, first and foremost. I think that the level of racing that we've seen here, from week to week, it has been different. It has been, one week you're going to get a clean race, one week you're not. And again, I've spoke about it all season. It's like an inconsistency that I think we've seen compared to previous PSF1 seasons, where you don't have a natural candidate for the championship. Everyone, every single person was deserving of the championship at some point in this season. But at the end, it came down to 5 drivers: Joe Van Bussel, Marcos, Batters, Kean and Black Box. They were the 5 that really came forward in terms of the racing. Tom mentioned it in the Discord as well, saying, is 68 points the lowest, I think, that has ever been of PSF1? I believe it has been.
Yeah.
The lowest points haul that a champion has picked up in PSF1. Again, comes to show that inconsistency, also comes to show the level of racing that we've had all season as well. Qatar and Japan, certainly, I think in terms of their races, they were absolutely phenomenal in terms of the racing. Go back and watch them, because you will see what our drivers can do. You will see what each and every one of these guys can do out on track from those races. Yes, tonight might have not gone according to plan. Yes, there's going to be more controversy after the race. Do we live for it in this world? Yes, we do. But I've really enjoyed PSF1, been alongside you, Jess, for the season. I really hope I do get the opportunity to do this next season, but I really hope that we do see better driving next season. I want to see that. You guys at home want to see that. Jess wants to see that. We all want to see that.
Yeah, every single one would want to see better driving standards from a lot more races. Think of Qatar and Japan. We've seen great driving standards there. Let's hope we can replicate that for season 35. But just a few thank yous before we wrap up. First of all, thank you to you lot at home for watching, because without you guys, there wouldn't be a stream to commentate on. Same to all the drivers as well for putting great shows week after week. Also, thank you to the stewards, in particular Fabi as well, this season for all your work behind the scenes, getting on all those reports in shape. And I don't know how you do it, because there's been loads of stewards reports in PSF1. So thank you to all of you. Obviously, big thanks to our head steward, Louis, as well, for keeping all the stewards under the straight and narrow as well. So thank you very much to him. Obviously, thank you to Connor as well for running the show pretty much for for ages as well, and making sure that I'm doing my job properly as well. And of course, thank you to Jensen and Ryan for being the main tier coordinators this season, doing an absolutely brilliant job. It's Jensen's last season at PSGL, and hopefully Jensen is watching this, but if you're watching this back, Jensen, thank you so much for all your work you've done at PSGL, both as a driver and as the league admin as well. You've been amazing. We are going to miss you as well. Hopefully we'll see you racing anytime soon, but for now, thank you for what you've done at PSGL. And I think you can echo the words about Jensen, James.
Yeah, definitely. So he mentioned in his driver's thoughts that it was his last dance, and that was his last dance. We're not going to see Jensen, I don't think, at least for next season in PSGL, PSF1. But what I hope that we can take out of all of this is it's just a game at the end of the day. But regardless, people have feelings, people have thoughts. Do not go and obliterate drivers on social media just because they've had an incident. They will grow, they will listen, they will learn. That is the process that we have here in League Racing, and I really hope that the drivers can stick to that. You guys at home can stick to that as well, in particular as well for the drivers that were involved in a better contact. Let's hope everyone generally improves in terms of their racecraft. Let's hope the game as we progress goes better. I really hope that we can see some top level racing next season in PSF1. And yeah, Jensen, it's going to be a real miss, I think, for him. being normally I interview him quite regularly, so it's going to be very weird not commentating on him in other leagues as well. But regardless, thank you so much to everyone, and as well to the commentators. I think every single tier, the commentators this season, we've put in our work week in, week out, just to deliver these streams for you. And I really hope you've enjoyed it. And if you have, like, comment, subscribe, tick that notification bell, of course, if you're brand new to the channel. And I really hope that you can go and watch this back. Maybe not this price, but maybe go and watch this season back. And
Qatar and Japan.
Yeah, that was a... Yeah, Qatar and Japan especially. Go and watch it back and say, yeah, it was a pretty good season on the whole. And hopefully we get to see some really good racing next season. That's what we all want.
Yeah, and just to echo on your thought on the commentators, they've done a really good job this season, both on the PS side and the PC side. So thank you for your hard work in making the streams like they are as well. Shame that F5 didn't get their finale because they only had 9 drivers, so that didn't get streamed. But it's a shame that those commentators weren't able to get a championship finale. But for all the commentators, thank you so much. Of course, thank you to my partner in crime, James, for keeping me on the straight and narrow this season. It's been great joining you for the first time, full time as well. So, and also thank you to Evan for briefly standing in for James for just a little bit.
I don't mind. Yeah.
There we go. And we may as well wrap that there as well. And obviously, thank you. I think Moore filled in for a little bit as well this season. Thank you very much to him. But we're going to wrap it up there because it's 20 to 10. I'm going to have a bit of a lie down. I'm absolutely sweating and I haven't been racing. I've been commentating. So, yes, make sure you check our sponsors for the final time. We are pointing our chairs there. GT Mega, 5% off all GT Mega products by using the code PSGL at checkout. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at PremierSimGL. You'll be kept up to date on who will be the PSGL F1 champion, because it could change, it could not. At the moment, Mr. Jerry Van Bossel is champion on Cambat, but it could be Black Box, it could be Kian. But until then, stay safe. We will see you very soon for season 35. Don't know what date it is yet, but we'll keep you informed. Take care and goodbye. Yeah, I'm on mute, sorry.
On the left-hand side, hooks the apex, gets on the power nicely, and that is job done. Jarno Opmeer now to the last couple of corners now. His finest drive, his greatest drive, and he's done it at the Circuit of the Americas. He returns to the top step of the podium. Once again, the GOAT is back. Jarno Opmeer wins the US Grand Prix in a stunning Grand Prix.